Hi, this is Terry Joyce. We are actually live streaming Hollywood Hemptress Hour uh, pre-show pre-show stuff. And last night it was weird. I was kind of like showing from this view, from the backside view, and you couldn't see my face half the time. So I changed the angle of the thing here. We are drug policy 10 facts. 10 facts, all right. Huh. I'm like looking at. Oh, that's nice. Daniel Charles Hankin liked my post about being on doing the show. All right, marijuana is a plant containing a psychoactive chemical tetrahydrocannabinol (THC) in its leaves, buds, and flowers. Marijuana is the most commonly used illicit drug, with 42% of American adults reporting that they have used it. Actually, there's a higher number than that, but okay. Despite the fact that marijuana's effects are less harmful than those of most other drugs, including alcohol and tobacco, it is the most common drug that people are arrested for possessing. U.S. marijuana policy is unique among American criminal laws in being enforced so widely and harshly, yet deemed unnecessary to such a substantial portion of the population. Marijuana does not cause people to use hard drugs. Oh, this is fact. Number one, most marijuana users never use any other illicit drug. Marijuana does not cause people to use hard drugs. Marijuana is the most popular illegal drug in the United States today. Therefore, people who have used less popular drugs such as heroin, cocaine, and LSD are likely to have used marijuana. Most marijuana users never use any other illegal drug, and the vast majority of those who do try another drug never become addicted or go on to have associated problems. Indeed, for the large majority of people, marijuana is a terminus rather than a so-called gateway. Oops, time for Hemptress calling me. Hi, Sasha.
Hey.
Hey.
So we're having Kevin Korn on his cell phone, Norflat over Skype, and your guests. I'll be calling her landline.
Yes, and there's her cell phone number there too. I just use that as a backup, but she should be expecting us to call her on her landline.
Okay, if the landline kind of sucks or something, I'll try her cell phone.
Okay.
So, never mind here in a sec.
Hey. Oh, I thought maybe it was.
Hello.
Hi, Kevin.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey. All right, we're all together. Awesome. How are you guys?
Great.
We're calling Ludo Vika. She's going to be our guest tonight.
Nice. Hello?
Hey, Ludo, it's Terry.
Hey, baby.
So we're all kind of on hold right now for the show to start. It's going to start about midnight.
Okay.
Okay, how we're gonna do it is I'll start off with Kevin and Northblatt for the first segment, which ends at 17 minutes after. Then we'll have a commercial break, and then I'll bring you on as the featured guest spot.
Okay, baby.
And
Okay.
the MP3. Did you get a chance did you send it to my email?
No, did you send me the email on the, did you text me your email?
Yeah, I did text it to you, but let me ask Sasha. Maybe he has a better email for you if we can see if we can still get it up here.
You can send it to Casper@timeforhemp.com.
Hey, baby, wait. You're talking to a Latina here. They can't spell shit. Hold on a second. Okay, spell it slowly. What is it?
Right, C-A-S.
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 S.
P-E-R.
P as in Paul.
Oh, beautiful. Oh my God. Would it be better if you guys just text me that stuff?
Oh, you know, oh,
Casper. Is it Casper?
Yeah, Casper.
Casper. 'Cause, like,
Casper. Casper.
C as in cat, A as in apple, S as in Sam, P as in Paul, E as in Eric, and R as in Rick. And Casper at time, like, time, and the number 4, hemp, HEMP
Okay.
.com.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's it.
Yeah, send it there.
Right.
And then
Alright.
maybe we can get it up in time to do on the second break. If not, maybe we can get up in time to do it on the second break on the second hour.
Okay, baby, do you get it?
Thanks for
Okay,
doing
let's
that,
try this.
Ludo. You know,
Okay, let me try this. Okay.
okay. Oh, wait, don't leave. Oh, okay, I guess we can call her later.
I want to try calling you on your cell phone to see if it sounds a little bit better. I'll call that right now.
You know, she's going
Okay.
right. Oh, are you still here?
Yeah, she's still here.
Okay,
Alright, I'll be calling you back in 1 second, alright?
Okay, wait.
okay.
Great. Let's see.
Hello?
Hello? Okay, that sounds a little bit better. Alright, I'll be calling you on your cell phone.
Okay, babe. Okay.
Okay, bye-bye. Yeah, her landline sounds really loud for some reason.
Okay, that's funny. She's great. She's I love Ludo.
Who is she? What's she doing?
She's a stand-up comedian, and
Oh,
yeah, she's from Puerto Rico. She also was a dancer, and she was a finalist on the first season of that Ed McMahon show. What was that show again?
The Tonight Show?
No, the Star Search.
Oh, Star Search. Yeah.
Yeah. She was like way back, and then she was ironically she's from Utah.
Oh, really?
Well, she lived there for a while. She met her husband Dave, who also is he's also a comedian, and I think that she worked at the Salt Lake City Comedy Club. I think I have to bring that up again to kind of ask her, but I'm pretty sure I think she was living in Utah for a while. Of course, she's from Puerto Rico originally. And
Probably knows Bob.
huh?
That guy. She probably knows Bob then, the guy that performed with us, who owns that improv troupe, and
Oh, the guy. Yeah, that guy.
She might.
Bob.
She might.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and she used to be. She was a regular at the Comedy Store. Ludo was. She I don't know. I mean, like we've done we did the Nasty Diva show together. We also did some burlesque comedy shows that we performed at the M Bar back in like 2011. And also we did it at Mama Juana's. We also did it at the Frida Kahlo Theater. And I was like dancing and with girls and doing stand up and then having like burlesque dancers a part of it and everything. And we've been on the road. I mean, she's done a couple Hollywood Hemptress hours when we were on New Dissonant Radio, and she's doing a play right now about human trafficking, which might be interesting to talk about a bit too as well.
Trafficking.
What?
Yeah. Human trafficking, the musical.
That's funny.
I was like, is it a musical?
Get the guys from South Park in on it.
She did some stuff for Telemundo, the Telemundo station. She's done some like major parts.
For a couple weeks.
What?
When I was in college, I worked for Telemundo for a couple of weeks as the weatherman.
Yeah.
Doing that.
We did one of their parties. Like our show was on one of their parties and stuff. Yeah. She's very. I mean, she's like a star. Ludo's a star.
Do you want me to call her at the beginning of the show or at the first break?
You know what? I mean, you can call her because I think like while we're talking, get her ready for like the, even if it's like the second break, I think it'd be fine. She's I don't think she's going anywhere, but yeah, it's up to you, Sasha.
What's your show?
You know what? I would call her. I mean, we don't really need her until like the second break.
Cool. I'll call her then.
Okay.
Hey, is my sound coming through all right?
Yeah.
We're starting in like.
Oh, you standing next to a train?
We're starting in I think like a minute. Is that it, Sasha?
Yeah, you'll hear the music kick in.
Okay.
Coffee and scotch.
God, that sounds so good right now.
It fucking keeps you going.
Crystal.
The best part of waking up.
Is scotch in your cup?
Imagine a town where there are no small joints.
Was that just like a little test run?
Yeah, I forgot to click the on-air button before I started the show. So we're good.
Keeping us on our toes.
Yes.
Yeah, just, oh, so, start.
Imagine a town where there are no small joints, just small stones. Where Kush is a girl's best friend, and law breaking is the new liberty. It's the Hollywood Hemptress Hour, hosted by your honey blonde Hemptress, Terry Joyce.
Hello and welcome to Hollywood Hemptress Hour on the Time for Hemp Network and on iHeartRadio. I have a great show tonight with some of my favorite comedians and friends to talk about cannabis, marijuana legalization, hemp, and a slew of other things that hopefully will be interesting. I want to welcome to I have two co-hosts this week. One is Kevin Corn from Hardcore Entertainment, and also my friend Northflat Forsgren, who is a part of the creator and stars in Trips, which all three of us are doing as well. And we have a Trips After Hours show that happens after the Time for Hemp broadcast. So none of us are kind of getting to bed until like about 5 o'clock in the morning, huh, guys?
Yeah.
That seems about right.
Alright.
Yeah, but I mean, it's been a blast, hasn't it?
Oh shit, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love every second of it.
Yeah, I mean, and what's kind of fun is that the whole thing kind of came together while being stoned.
Well, that's pretty much how everything comes together, ain't
Right. I mean, because
Really, I come up with the best ideas.
well, I mean, anyway, it was all kind of accidental because we just started recording, a kind of an after-hour broadcast, and I accidentally discovered what it would be like to film us on Skype from that perspective, and we could see each other's videos and see each other, and then zoom in on the shots. And it's kind of like it's become really fun, and it's kind of like sort of taken off a little bit, which is sort of exciting.
People like us.
Yeah.
They really like us.
what also is going on is that we're all getting stoned. I mean, or we're all smoking weed. While we're talking about these really, I find some of the conversations come out really interesting. We were talking about some very interesting topics, which is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. And the fact that we can do it comfortably, while we're expanding our minds is pretty awesome too.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's a really good point to make up. We are expanding our minds, while we're doing it. I get that feeling, and like it's almost like some of the best conversations that I've ever had with people are when I've like smoked weed with them. We did a bong hit, and you just get into this conversation where your mind just you go from one topic to the other, and they're oftentimes very, very relative, especially during these historical times that I feel that we're actually living in.
Yeah, I find especially while you're smoking and you're getting in these type of discussions too, that it's kind of like a comfortability.
I think
Like
we
a what?
I think we lost him.
Oh, did we lose Kevin?
I think so. Like it's weird how like sometimes that happens. Like we'll just be talking in midstream, and then all of a sudden the person just disappears. But that's kind of like a little bit of what like modern technology does for us.
That's what the show's all about.
Right, right. So like I guess like do you like Kevin was basically talking about like he may be getting up here pretty soon, but I think we already know that he's saying that when you're having Okay, there you are. You're back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Thank God. Because I was trying to explain what you just said before, and I was like, well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to remember what you just said before right now.
I was talking about, like, when you get into these type of discussions, and you're with, you could be in, like, a group, or even if it's just, like, two people, you can have the exact opposite opinions, but you can peacefully have that conversation with no judgments or loss of credibility. So it kind of allows you to open yourself up to other, ideas and formats, and I think that's the best way.
Yeah,
Have these conversations.
Plus, it's really honest. I mean, it's good to have like a really honest conversation that you would have. Like you're not trying to, say certain things because the sponsor is, like saying that this is all that we can talk about, or it's not something that is like necessarily scripted. It's like it's outlined. I mean, we'll come up with an idea to maybe like talk about something that is like, for instance, we had a big thing about Russell Brand, whose video like went viral that day, and we discussed what we felt that he was like saying in the video, and how that might be affect what we thought about it.
Yeah, I think it made me fall in love with him. All of a sudden, he looked a lot prettier.
I haven't even seen that video yet.
Oh, you haven't?
Oh.
Now I see a lot of things coming up, for me to watch it, but I've never liked Russell Brand. I think he's fucking annoying.
That was what my topic of conversation was. Is I hated this guy. I never liked him. He even ruined the remake of a perfectly good movie. And then here he is. But I watched this 10-minute clip of him, and like I said, about a minute and a half into it, I'm like, I want to hump this guy. Like, for real. Like, you gotta watch it. It'll change your point of view on him. It's crazy.
Well, I've been noticing Russell Brand, like, it seems like for this year, I mean, like a friend of mine turned on to one of his videos from Brand X, and I had never watched it, but he had the Westboro Baptist church people that were super, super anti-gay come on, and he really dealt with them and dealt with the situation, and then brought gay men on the show, and which could have potentially been very full of hatred and hostile. He was able to keep everybody on its toes and still make a fabulous point, and it came from this place of love, and it was funny, and I was like, wow, I've never seen a comedian do that before, not in the way that he did. And I was really impressed by him, and so I subscribed to his channel. So I've been watching him have certain guests like David Icke and one of the guys from Oasis on the same show, and I'm like, what? And I don't know if anybody knows who David Icke is out there, but he's a huge speaker on the reptilian, Illuminati, bloodlines, the Queen, all that stuff.
All kinds of topics. I mean, he really has a lot of good points, and there's a lot of things that he talks about that I'm not ready to listen to yet, but he's an excellent speaker. I've heard David Icke he used to be a sportscaster in Australia.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've been listening to some of his stuff, but I found it interesting that Russell Brand had him on his show. I mean, you never normally see. I mean, like a lot of like the people that talk about the things that like David Icke talk about, aren't necessarily invited to go on to mainstream television and talk about those things, because those things are considered to be like wacky. And then to have, like the guy from Oasis, and how notorious they are, on the show. And I just thought it was an interesting cast. That caught my eye. And he's also had some other guests that are similar, talking about similar types of things, but just sort of in a different way. I mean, I'm a big fan of a lot of YouTube shows that, like they're people that I've been watching that have their own media. For instance, I really like Roxy Lopez's The Truth Denied show, and I've been fortunate enough to be on her show, or like there's also, Dr. Bernard Alvarez, The Just Bernard show, Project Camelot by Carrie Cassidy. I personally like follow David Wilcock. I like a guy named The Free Man Perspective. These are all like YouTube people, videos. Some of them are, concerts or seminars that, they've done tapings from, but a lot of it is like this guerrilla filming, this guerrilla camera work that has its own, art form to it in the way it's displayed and presented. And I feel that, I would much rather see some guy, like in bad lighting, sitting in front of his computer, say something really interesting to me, and I know it's more true, than to watch something be all slick and perfect, like the hypnosis or the, propaganda in our information that we normally have coming to us.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely, and because we are allowed to do this through these media outlets, and because other, especially, right now, with this radio show, you're being broadcast worldwide in other countries, and it's prime time right now. It's 12:15 over there in the afternoon. And you're getting those viewers and those listeners. So we're getting a whole new market. And these places not only are getting radio, but a lot of these countries that didn't have access to internet or have freedom to internet are now starting to use it. And they're getting to see these shows as well. Not only get to see these shows, but they get to upload their shows, and we get to witness their stuff. It's the technology revolution. It's crazy.
Oh, let's give a shout out to our listeners in Australia too. We found out we had a bunch of listeners in Australia today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Here's a shout out to you guys. That's great. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
One of the things.
Love us.
Well, they're doing a lot of their own legalization over there with marijuana. I actually belong to a Facebook group on medical marijuana patients in Australia. So this and in many ways, and I gotta say, like 90% of my connections to certain organizations or areas or regions that are not part of the United States have a connecting factor of marijuana to it. I even had a guy from Lebanon, like, friend request me on Skype and call me up, and I'm like, oh, like, I was afraid to tap onto it because I thought, oh, he's probably going to be a weirdo. And then, he actually did a bong hit in front of me from a hookah. He smoked weed from a hookah, and his friend came in and smoked it, and they gave me the big thumbs up on Skype, and I'm like, wow, look what this plant is doing to us. We're like, we're winking at each other going, and then I took my pipe out and smoked it, and then he showed me his penis later, but anyway. longer, but you know what? It was weed first, and I respect that in him.
Right? I just wish they could do that via email, so I can get an email that said, like, hey, check your mailbox, there's some weed in it. Now you can give your prince all your bank account information.
right. But I do see this factor happening. It's like I belong to a group called Divine Herb, and that group is based in India. Because like in India, they smoke it for spiritual purposes, and that was like one of the first time that I ever heard another way of confirmation that the plant has been used for centuries as a part of our culture, as being a sacrament. And if you talk about the Bible and like the references that cannabis has even in the Bible, you realize that this plant is ancient and it's playing a historical role in man since like probably the beginning of man's existence.
Well, the first records is 2700 BC in China. They've got it in one of the oldest pharmaceutical books known to man. Marijuana's up there in one of the most used herbs.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, it is. It's been used in in the mystery schools. It's been used by shamans. It's been used by the Kabbalah. I mean, it's been used, and I believe that it's continuing to be used.
It wasn't outlawed. It wasn't officially outlawed by anybody until the 1400s when one of the popes, I think Pope Benedict or something, that made hashish illegal. And that was the first known drug laws against marijuana.
Well, have you seen that placard by John Lennon and Yoko Ono? It's called "The Pope Smokes Dope." Yeah, I mean, I love it. I think that they were like, probably onto it, before. I mean, more than we realize. And there's a thought that it opens the third eye, or it opens, it creates, the ability to, see stuff that you normally wouldn't see. A lot of people don't want, like, they go, oh, that's a bunch of hogwash, those kind of things don't really exist. But I feel...
That's everything I said. My English is a little messed up right now.
Oh,
The
that was weird. Is that, did everybody hear that, or did some of us just hear that? Yeah. You know what that is, everybody. I just want to, I thought, wow, I must be really high. I'm hearing Ludo in my third eye. But that's Ludo Vika. She is a very funny comedian, and that's part of her MP3 that we're going to play later, taken from her act. She is from Puerto Rico, and she's like one of the funniest women that I know in the comedy business. So she's going to be coming out here in just a moment. We're going to call her after the second break and have her join the conversation with us. Yeah, Luda and I have like done a few joints together, for sure.
Smoked a few joints or done a few joints?
I mean, we smoked a few joints. I mean, like, you don't want to waste a joint by doing it. Anyway, we're going to be right back. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll come back with Ludo. Stay tuned.
In the Beatles in.
Alright, we're on break.
Good. How long do we got?
What, like 4 minutes?
Yeah,
Okay, I gotta go get some pot. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I played that one little MP3, and right as I hit pause, the player crashed and it played the whole thing.
Oh no. And you blinked the whole thing?
Everyone heard it though. I didn't want to play it, and
Oh, you know what? I wouldn't worry about it. I think it was kind of fun that it popped in.
she,
What?
Excuse me? I think it was kind of fun that it popped in. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, like the Ludo MP3s thing.
Okay. I didn't know what you were talking about when you said that. That's all.
Yeah.
sent 3 over to me. One, 2 of them are 12 and 15 seconds long, and the other one is 42 seconds.
Oh, okay. You know what? Well, maybe we'll just go ahead and break them up a little bit. You know, and like talk to a little bit, and then play a little piece, and then talk to a little bit, play a little piece, and like, you know, kind of disperse it that way, rather than making it just. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Casper said he found Robin Williams piece to play. Like a 2-minute thing. It's like 2 minutes long.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yes, well, I'll play that at the end of the second break.
Okay, we'll do it for the Hollywood Hemptress buzz moment on the second hour.
Okay, cool. Do that.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear that?
Sure.
You know, he said, I just saw 2 of his musicians in the toilets sharing a cigarette. He can't pay them anything.
So I knew that the boys smoked pot, and they equally knew that I disapproved. And they never did in front of me. They would always have Mel roll them a joint, and they'd nip out into the canteen and lock it, or else go into the loo and have a smoke and come back in, beaming all over their faces.
We mainly wrote in the afternoons. I'd either go to John's house or he'd come to mine. So I'd sort of drive out to Weybridge. Now, you don't want to be stoned doing that, you know. So we'd go out and we'd have an afternoon of it. And it would be later, listening in the evening, you know. That a little wine might come out and this and that might come out. But I say, you know, it's very difficult for me because I realise now, being a father of 4 kids, that if I make this sound as exciting as it was, the natural corollary is for someone to sort of say, well, why don't we write like that? And I don't want to be seen to do that because now, as I say, it's a much more dangerous ballgame.
I'm not a doctor, but I've seen one on TV. And no one is immune from everyday aches and pains. But what about the times you've caused them yourself? You've hit your thumb with a hammer. You've stepped on a rake. You've slammed your head in the car door. Again. Now, for the extra pain caused by doing something incredibly stupid, there's new Imbecile. Only Imbecile provides fast relief from the special pain of being a mindless clod. Imbecile! Because it hurts to be a jerk. Also try Imbecile Jr.
President George Bush, Supreme Court Justice Clarence.
Many famous Americans have used marijuana. None all have lived successful lives.
President Bill Clinton.
Wow.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Is it fair to arrest 750,000 people a year for doing what presidents and a Supreme Court justice have done?
Visit Policy Project Foundation, www.joinmpp.org, or call toll-free 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey, we're back with Hollywood Hemptress Hour on the Time for Hemp Network. I'm Terry Joyce, your host, and in studio I have Kevin Korn from Hardcorn Entertainment and North Blatt Foreskin from Trips, who's also part of We're all kind of part of under the umbrella of Hardcorn Entertainment, eh?
Hey, yeah, why not? Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just talking to Sasha here for a moment. Actually, I wanted to bring Ludo Vika on now and then, play some music a little bit later. But, so she's going to come here in a moment. We're actually going to bring our guest here soon, Ludo Vika. We're calling her right at this moment, to bring her onto the show. She's a very funny comedian.
The comic perspective of Utah.
Oh yeah, that's right, because she did live in Utah, and that's something that I just remembered before the show started.
This is the DEA. We're listening to sessions and taking notes this evening, and we've also got a record of your email. So hello,
Hey.
yes, this is DEA, Homeland Security. We're calling to make certain that you are smoking marijuana and you some sort of activity. We're looking at you right now in your webcam, and oh my goodness. All right.
Do you like
I'll hang up in a minute. This is Homeland Security. If you need a copy of your past emails, please send it to Homeland Security by email.gov. Thank you, and we'll let you back to your private conversation.
That was Casper Leach, who is he's the founder of this whole entire network, and also does some of our helps us out with the show too as well. So.
That's so fabulous. That's fabulous. It's so funny. I'm like, oh, who the heck is this shit? What is that? I love it, baby. I love it. Well, it's so nice you guys are calling, okay? Because we're going to start a party right now.
Are you gonna well, we're all smoking, so you might as well join. I mean, are you already? Have you already? You must have already had a little puff, right?
Well, yeah. Guess what I'm smoking out of it?
What?
Apple. An apple.
Oh.
Smoking out of an apple.
Did you remember that? The apple thing? Yeah. Keeping it real organic.
You know, Evan, in Astoria, one of my first jobs, every day in the walk-in freezer there was a different fruit or vegetable poured out to be a pipe. And every cook and every waitress and waiter would go into the walk-in for 5 minutes each.
I love it. I gotta tell you, my ex-boyfriend taught me this thing. Like, you know what? I gotta tell you guys, I was so against pot when I was growing up because I wanted to be like the nice Catholic girl, you know what I mean?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and I live with this guilt trip, you know. But my boyfriend was like so great, this pot smoker forever. And then once I started now, I'm like, oh, poor thing. I wish I would have gotten high with him more often. Oh my God, that drove me crazy. Oh God, yeah. Oh baby.
So I love smoking out of fruit too. You know, apples are really nice to smoke out of. I smoked out of a lemon one time with this woman who wanted me to join her witch of covens. And I know that probably sounds weird, but yeah.
Wait a minute, baby. Wait, rewind that.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah.
what did it taste like?
It was nice because I like lemons. I like to eat lemons with salt on them, you know. So, you know, to smoke, you know, it just smelled kind of lemony going in. It was nice. It was refreshing.
I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah.
Did you drink the Kool-Aid too?
You know what? We should have. Man, you know, I didn't think about that. You know, that would have been a.
Joined the coven.
Oh, did I join the coven? Oh, yeah. Okay, here's what's weird about it. Like, it was weird because this is like 1997. I used to have like a black bob haircut, and I wore like Doc Martens with like those little baby doll dresses, and I had black fingernail polish. Like that's when I looked like that when Ludo and I first met each other. And you know, I was like walking, you know, like, you know, back, you know, and she lived upstairs, and she came down, and she looked at me, and she goes, "Hey, you want to join our coven? We're thinking maybe you might want to join our coven." And I go, "What?" And she goes, "You know," and I go, "You mean like?" She goes, "We're making our capes right now." And I go, "You mean like which coven?" And I'm like, "No, you know, no." And you know, and I thought about it, I was like, why me? Like why would she go, "Hey, we've been thinking about you joining our coven." Like, what for? You know, first of all, I don't wear anything where I have to wear a cape or a hood or, you know, shave my head for, or like, you know, become a virgin again for. Fuck that. I'm not participating in anything that has a bad fashion sense.
But hey, they could smoke out of lemons.
They could smoke. You know what? Maybe something happened to me then. You know, I think he had a spell on me from the marijuana lemon. No, I actually.
Oh my God.
Actually, I have a lot of friends that are witches. Ironically, I'm very pro-witch, actually. What?
We know few of those, baby, don't we?
Oh yeah. I mean, in a sense, I believe in magic. I think it's really like a natural part of our universe. It's no big deal. We can manifest stuff if we want to. We can manifest. I manifest an ounce of weed like tomorrow for my personal consumption. No, I don't know, but I'll let you guys know if it happens.
Magic is only what science can't explain yet. Half the shit that we have today would be considered magic 100 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I heard like even making an egg, an omelet is considered alchemy. It's that simple in terms of molecules and everything. Somebody put, I had my hemorrhoids removed. Does that make me a virgin again? Somebody put that in that was Casper. I'm sorry, that just caught my eye. I couldn't take that off. I'm like, well, it's funny in the chat room. Like what we.
Now, if you see your eyes, that makes you a virgin.
There's always these religions that have celibacy to them. Like, you can't see God without, like, not having any fun or sex or anything like that. And I just go, really? Like, why? That's the one part of enlightenment that I don't understand.
Energy reserve.
What?
I think it's about energy reserve. I think that sex is a very powerful release of energy, and that when you've built it up, when you've built up that energy, you have a better chance of seeing what you're after to see. Seeking of what you're after to seek.
That sounds very profound, baby. Hello.
It does sound profound.
In a lot of sports, they won't let you have sex before a game. Like we were talking about this last week.
Yeah, but I've heard of something the opposite, that also, like, that there's been ancient practices where sexual energy was harnessed for creative energy and manifestation and stuff, and and that's
transfer between two humans.
What?
That it is the biggest energy transfer between two humans. It is the biggest energy transfer that any human experiences is the actual orgasm, which they can't really figure out yet. They do know that in the brain and the actual body itself, it is more energy and more power than your body ever harnesses at any other moment in time.
So here's a question.
I gotta tell you personally, lately, I don't know what it is, but I have to, before my comedy show, like, I have to, like, release my energy through orgasm before I go on stage. I have to tell you that. Because
Really?
if not, and then it gets into, like, this kind of like a nervous energy up there, or too, like, I try too hard, but once I have released my energy, I go on stage and I'm relaxed, and I'm, like, have more fun. This is, like,
Right.
Yeah, I released my energy before the show.
I understand what Ludo's saying, though. There's that level of, like again, it's like post orgasm, and there's that energy that like vibrates through you. It seems like longer. It's it's not just like boom, the act of doing it. It's kind of like it's almost like you've awakened your kundalini, your sexual prowess, that it has a dominant, it's a dominant energy, I think, for women maybe too. It's like you got spice going, like you smell the energy off of you, and it's part of the mystic dance of being a performer, I think.
yeah. And besides, it's like every time I walk into a place, the first thing they wanted to talk about me is my sensual flesh. I know that people out there see me right now, but if they would see me, they could relate a little more what I'm talking about, maybe. Because let me tell you something, like, there was so many parts on TV that I did not get because, you're too sexy for the part. That was always like my blessing and my curse at the same time. So now what I'm doing is also is no feeling that sexual out there. You know what I'm saying? It's like it has a little more balance after the orgasm thing. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I do understand what you're saying. I mean, I'm being a female comedian and a female, entertainer, is a little. I think it's a little bit different than it is for the guys. And I never want to do like a woe is me kind of thing, but it's something like a woman's sexuality whew, I mean, you're talking about. I mean, it's pretty powerful, and it also is like it doesn't necessarily coincide with it. The woman is fractured. Her essence is fractured, in terms of how it's displayed and treated. There's like this, really, like she's this temptress and she's this and that, blah, 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 and then she's the Virgin Mary, it's like, it's like schizophrenic. And a female power, like a lot of times, like in order to like be as an equal, participant in a man's world, like women also have like become more like men, and they've lost their feminine, power and cut that particular essence of themselves. And we have all these misperceptions of how we feel about a woman who is actually embracing all of the levels of commanding a room and instilling laughter and then having like a sexual essence. When I first started doing stand-up, I was like really told to dress down. I was told to be like, oh, don't wear any makeup, don't do this, don't do that. And, I really devised kind of like a punk look simply because it gave me an edge that was harder but still had like sort of a sexuality to it. And, yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about, baby. I know exactly what you're talking about because it's like so many times I would go on stage because coming from the background that I came from, being a dancer in Vegas on the rhinestones and the feathers and working topless because that was the story in Vegas in those on the 80s. You have to be topless to be part of the show there, and that sensuality, it stays with you. And when I started doing comedy, that would be working against me because the men were not listening to our comedy. They were just into that crotch, They're like, oh yeah, she's fuckable. Oh yeah, she's so sexy. Oh yeah. It's like, no, we don't want it that. We want it to be sexy, but we want it also to be listened to like the guys,
Yes.
The guys are not, they can't do no freaking wrong,
Yeah,
They can do anything,
and one of the
Guys
things.
really don't listen. I know it's shitty, but guys don't listen when there's a pair of tits in front of them. It's tough. I get in trouble for it all the time. I do, and it's not my fault, damn it. It's just a natural reaction to tits. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it goes back to the days of birth and shit. I don't know what it is, but guys' attention dwindles increasingly as the amount of cleavage grows.
But a friend of mine just mentioned the other day there was a movie, a horror film, where the guy gets like cut in half, and the front part of them slides where you see the back part of them in the scene. And a friend of mine goes, "This is acceptable on TV, but a naked boob is not."
Yeah.
Right. But that's only America. Just about everywhere else, nudity is accepted as normal, and it's on everyday TV. I mean, you can go to Canada and watch soap operas that look like softcore porn. You can go to Europe, and there's nudity all over their daytime TV.
So why do you?
Did you guys remember the girl they gave the news naked?
Oh yeah. Those two chicks that did the naked news.
Wow.
I freaking love it. I wish I could do that. I mean, like, I'm there, baby. I'm sorry, but I love just being naked. I mean, it's the best thing in the world.
On that note, we got take a commercial break. We'll be right back. Oh my God, that was fun.
Are we on break?
Yeah, we're on break. Maybe we weren't on break.
We weren't on break.
My bad.
That's okay, no problem. You know, I mean, it was kind of fun. Yeah.
Oh,
Loving it.
shitty.
I'm glad you're having a good time.
Yeah, it is. I took 2 drags off that joint, and then I still have it sitting here. I can't smoke that.
Send it over here. Send it over here.
Right. We already had that. You still in Utah? Or do you live in Utah already?
I live in Utah. I love Utah. Oh my God, I love that. But I'm living in Hollywood now.
Hollywood now, yes, most definitely. Oh man, we just took a trip to Salt Lake City for the Comic Con, and it was just weird. It was the weirdest week I've ever spent, like, anywhere. Like,
We went to the wrong places, though, Kevin. We should, we were down there. Next time we go to the fucking, we go down to the national parks and shit like that. Because that's where the cool stuff in Utah.
A lot of
Where we
good
were at
conversation
was fucking
going on
weirdo
here.
Utah.
straight Mormon girl.
Oh my God, but I remember, the one thing I love about Utah is you just feel safe there, But if people know they see you coming and they cross the street, so they will not walk on the same side you're walking. I tell you that.
Yeah, I was gonna say you feel safe like jail. It feels safe like you feel safe in jail.
Yeah, exactly. So somebody's always watching you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, how long ago did you live there, Ludo? Like, that's my question. How long ago did you live there?
Oh my God, 3 years, you guys. That's when I met my husband.
But how many years ago was that you were there? You and Conrad.
How was it, you said?
How long ago did you guys live there? Was it like 1980 something?
No. Listen, he just came there to be a headliner at the comedy club I was working on.
Okay.
And
What year
then
What year was that?
this was, oh my God, what year was that? 91, 92?
Okay, cause see, like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. It needed to be 92 because we got married in 94, and it was like this is the way it went down. I saw him, and as soon as I look at him, and he looked at me, I went, I'm gonna marry this guy. I heard the voice that says husband.
I know that voice.
Yeah. I get it. He just heard in his mind, he heard this voice that says nice ass, So anyway, we became friends for a year. And then the second year, I saw his picture and I went, I'm fucking his brains out this time, right? So then we started dating. And then we got engaged. And then we got married. So, but he never lived there. I was living there.
I'm glad you guys got engaged before you got married, because if you would have told me you got married, then you got engaged, I would think that was awkward.
Yeah, we got engaged, baby. We got engaged at a truck stop. The little doctor, he gave me a freaking beer ring, okay? That's what.
Oh my Lord, that is comedy gold, though. I mean, that's the life of a road comic right there. That's totally perfect. That's what that describes the whole thing in one shot. I was proposed with a beer ring at a truck stop while on the road. That's about right.
Yeah. Like I always thought I was gonna be like all dressed up, all sexy and stuff. We were having the best dinner, and the this and the romantic and the candlelight. No, baby, no. None of that. None of that drug stuff. I was like, are you serious? That was my question. That was my answer to him. I was like, are you serious?
Alright, I'm starting the song here in 20 seconds.
Okay.
And then, the 3 MP3s that I got, did you want to introduce those in the next small segment?
Yeah. Let's kind of like go like we'll come back and then lead into that. Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
That shit is the game. That shit is me. That is the craziest shit I've ever seen. That shit is the game. That shit is tight. Get down with the shit every night. Gonna take a hit of the shit. That shit is gunky. That shit's the time. I can't be straight with that shit on my mind. That shit is groovy. It's dynamite. Dynamite. Like that shit doesn't show me in the light. Gonna take a hit of the shit. I'm gonna take a hit of the shit. That shit is stinky. That shit is green. That is the dang. It's the stank on the scene. That shit is crazy. It's off the chain. I'm gonna spread some of that shit on my brain. Gonna take a hit of the shit. Gonna take a hit of the shit. Gonna take a hit of the shit.
Yeah. That's thanks. That's the band Rudy. And Robbie Jeanette is part of that band, and he also did the theme song for the Hollywood Hemptress Hour show too. He just co-hosted with me last week, and that's one of his songs. And I don't know. Did you guys smoke the shit, Glenn?
Yeah.
Well, I'm smoking shitty. I wouldn't call it shit. It's shit.
So what I love about Ludo is that she likes to get naked and do it on stage, and we did some burlesque shows together, we did the Nasty Divas together. We've kind of like co-did some stuff that way. I enjoy the adding the fun and the variety and the burlesque element to stand up, and then have the girls do the same thing. That was fun.
You were so silent. I always call you for my dancing and my comedy shows, baby, because you are hilarious and you are a true performer. You really enjoy what you do, and when you go on stage, you bring life to the show, and I love that. And that's why I always want to work with you. I always call you. You know that. I love working with you.
Oh, thank you. It's mutual. I've had. Remember the time we did a show called the Nasty Divas at the Ice House in the Annex, and we closed the show wearing pasties, crossed over doing a dance routine, and we had it. Yeah, well, unfortunately, YouTube didn't. I don't think YouTube was around then. But it wasn't that long ago. Because things have gone really fast. Maybe it was, but we weren't tapped in, and so. And the other girl was a tranny. Remember? Like she wasn't a real woman, but she was so beautiful. She was the best looking one. I know. Her boobs were big, perfect, bigger, everything. We're like, what? You know what? But it was. I loved it. I felt that. I was proud of that show. I mean, for me, then I went, well, we freaking broke ground, man. We were the nasty divas, and one of us wasn't like, a feminine, a total woman diva. I mean, but they were the most diva, It's just like, I really, it was fun.
I don't know why you kept that show going. I mean, that was a hot show. That was a very, very hot show. And looking back, it's just, oh my God, you're right. We had the right combination. It was so fabulous.
Yeah, I mean, we could do from that again, actually. I mean, we could do something kind of like it still, and like maybe even like create a fundraiser out of it for, like there's this one lady that I really care about. Her name is Viana Haju, and she had a dispensary in Southern California, and she had a stroke while she was in the jail, and I mean, just like all this stuff happened to her, and like, I really want to like raise money for her legal defense fund. So I think maybe it would be like really fun to do something like that, maybe in San Francisco, and have one of the performers to be like a tranny.
That's fabulous. Let's do that. Hey, I love that shit. And we can go topless.
And we can go topless, I mean, and people pay big money to see our boobs.
Yes.
And this is how a plan comes together.
And right now, I'm like raising money, you guys, for my brother-in-law. And he said, survival of Lou Gehrig, 25 years, you guys. Hoorah for the guy, 25 freaking years. And people can go to GoFundMe and, helping Carmelo save his home. His name is Carmelo. And really, it's a good deed right now to do for people. And there's so many people out there helping other people that is absolutely beautiful. And this GoFundMe site, you guys.
That's.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that, and I want you to re-say it again in the second hour, so people will be able to find out where that site is and contribute and help. But I also want we have some clips of you, and I'd like to play a little bit of your comedy for the listeners. I guess this is clip number 1.
Okay.
And you know what else bothers me? My husband cannot dance salsa. That's the worst. I tried to teach him with everything, you guys. The other day, I even took his underwear, and I pulled a reel up on his butt. And then I told him to get it out without his hands. You should have seen him. Get it out! Get it out! 2 hours later, he still couldn't dance, baby. This is all he does. That's why I marry him.
Okay, well, but I'm not sure. Was that other part of the tape, Ludo? But I go, wow.
You guys, it's like that joke is so visual, but you can tell that, it's like, we had another clip there, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, I think something kind of, stuff happens. I mean, it was sort of like psychic, like breathe you. I'm like, whoa, I'm tripping now, But I so enjoyed that clip. You were so funny, Ludo, and I also know your husband, Conrad. So when you do your routine about your relationship, I think it crosses a lot of, it reaches a wide audience,
Oh yeah, I love when Joyce marketing the husband. They just gave me this award like 3 nights ago. For this organization I help, and he goes, I said they might ring you up so you can say some words because he's a comedian also, and then he goes, so what am I gonna tell them? Wait, why don't he tell you? Wait a second, William, if we're gonna say, this award is not for your cooking.
Well,
Say Oh my god. So I like he hates my cooking, guys.
Wow.
You think I'm trying to kill him.
You know, actually, I've had your cooking though, Ludo. You're actually, you know, I mean, I think you're a pretty good cook. You know, I went over to, like, when we were doing the Nasty Divas, like, I think, like, for some reason I slept on your couch a couple times, and we would have, like, a joint at night. And Ludo would pass it to me, and she goes, it's medical, baby, it's medical. You know, it's the good shit. And,
Oh my god. I tell you, I just, you know what? It's such a wonderful thing to just be in this cool mood, storm thing. The only thing is, like, one time I got stuck and I was trying to check in into the airport on those machines. How fucked up is that? You can't find your name.
yeah.
You cannot find people that are looking at you like, lady, are you okay? And I'm like, oh, leave me alone, lady. I just had a fabulous time.
Yeah, it's always good to have a fabulous time. And then we also have, like, one more, we have another clip, and we have, like, can we go to the second Ludo clip? Oh, you know what?
That is understanding everything I say. My English is a little messed up right now. I was out of the country for a while. I was in Florida. You know,
Yeah? Are we on? Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, is Ludo with us? Okay,
We're all here.
okay, I wasn't sure if the clip was playing, if it wasn't playing, or if it, like, went and faded out or not. I don't know. I mean, anyway, we got to hear a little bit of that. I think that was pretty funny. I mean, not just pretty funny. I mean, it was really funny. God, I'm so awkward right now. So I'm sorry, Ludo. I don't mean it to come out like that. I don't mean it at all like that. It's so weird. But that's cool. You know what? We are gonna
Great one-liner.
what? I didn't mean it to come out like that. Really, I didn't. But you know what? Shit happens, and so, but it's all right. We'll just smoke another joint and move on to our commercial. We're gonna take a commercial break. We'll be right back with more Ludo, Vika, Kevin Korn, and North Black Forest Grin. Stay tuned.
Where did you go, Kevin? You just made out or what?
Yeah, like prepping out.
Ludo.
Like, I had to reconnect.
Ludo.
Hello?
You there, Ludo?
Hello?
Okay, good. You're still with us. God, I didn't mean to. I felt like I felt like I didn't mean to be sound insulting just then. I would not have, like, wanted it to come out like that. So I apologize. Okay.
I don't think it sounded insulting at all. I thought it was funny.
Okay, I mean, because I love your clips. I mean, I'm totally, like,
Having like a great time.
I totally adore your act, you know, and thanks for coming on to the show and even having those done. So we'll see if that the third one, if we're able to play it, like, maybe sometime later on in our conversation.
There was only 3. The one that said preview twice.
Uh-huh.
And the really short in Florida joke, that was one of them. And then that longer one that you heard before, that was one of them.
Oh, okay. All right. So then, so we basically played them all.
Yes.
Okay.
Want me to play the Robin Williams piece?
Oh yeah, that's right. All right. So I'll make sure that I do that. That we take that. Well, we still have, like, this break at the 17.
Yeah, we can do it or after that.
Did you want to do it after the 17 break, the first break? Or did you want to do it at the, I almost think it would be good to do it after the 17 break.
Okay.
Yeah.
The first one on that phone.
Okay.
Did you want to listen to it?
to the commercial right now?
Sure.
Progenitorily box beats diet and exercise. I've got insurance. At least for now I do. And if I bought generic, it would cut my costs in two. But I want Progenitorily box, cause I saw it on TV. Those families look so functional. That Paisley pills for me.
But it may cause deprivation, humiliation, debtors, prison, and deportation. Dark depictions, dire predictions, life as seen in thick inspection. Empty pockets, court dockets, may cause eyes to up from sockets.
But it's worth it for the drugs I need. But it's worth it in Canada. They get this for a song.
But it's worth it for the drugs I
The opinions expressed in this song are not necessarily those of Swallowmill Cola and subsidiaries. Progenitor Box is not available anywhere, often void in Wisconsin. Any resemblance to actual drugs, living or dead, is purely coincidental. Any unauthorized use of your own judgment in the application of Progenitor Box is strictly prohibited. Progenitor Box may not be reproduced without the express written consent of Major League Baseball. Progenitor Box may cause drowsiness or restlessness in lab animals. Do not resume sexual activity while operating heavy machinery without consulting your physician. For erections lasting longer than 4 hours, insert your own joke here. If you experience psychotic episodes, you're crazy. If death occurs, discontinue use of Progenitor Box immediately. If symptoms persist, consult your physician. All sales final. Batteries not included.
for the drugs I need.
I'm not a doctor, but I've seen one on TV. And no one is immune from everyday aches and pains. But what about the times you've caused the pain yourself? You've hit your head with a hammer. You've stepped on a rake. You've slammed your head in the car door. Again. Now, for the extra pain caused by doing something incredibly stupid, there's new Imbecile. Only Imbecile provides fast relief from the special pain of being a mindless clod. Imbecile! Because it hurts to be a jerk. Also try Imbecile Jr.
President George Bush, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas.
Many famous Americans,
Vice President
including
Obama.
prominent conservatives, have used marijuana. None were arrested, and all have lived successful lives.
President Bill Clinton, Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Is it fair to arrest 750,000 people a year for doing what presidents and a Supreme Court justice have done?
Visit the Marijuana Policy Project Foundation, www.joinmpp.org, or call toll-free 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Okay, and we're back with Hollywood Hemptress Hour on Time for Hemp Network on iHeartRadio. In studio, I have North Platte Forsgren from Trips, and also Kevin Korn from Hardcore Entertainment, and also I've got my guest, the very funny comedian Ludo Vika, here on as our special guest for the show. Welcome back, everybody.
Hello, lady.
Hello.
Hello. So, Ludo, we were listening to a bit of your stand-up, and I find it fascinating that you have a dancing background, and you were even on Star Search at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My partner and I, we did the about 3 weddings. It was pretty fabulous. It was
Did
fun.
that big man smell like scotch? Was that McMahon drunk, is what I'm kind of getting at.
It was a walk.
Oh, I don't know. We just we were kind of.
A lot of people say that McMahon was drunk quite often, when he was on TV, and I was just curious if that was water in his little glass there that he'd always hold.
I don't know, Ludo. Did you ever smell any liquor or scotch? No. I mean, we just North Platte was just kind of was a little bit curious, and then you've been a wonderful stand-up comic. You've been on Telemundo TV as well. Were you you were on a soap, or you were on a show?
yeah, we were doing Viva Vegas is all in America. It was like the American style sitcoms. And oh my god, those were so much fun, and they were like the greatest shows, and those were trend also. We were like breaking ground, and it was like so cool doing that stuff and partying after and the crowd and the group. It was just really cool. It was really cool.
Yeah, and
favorite channel to smoke weed too. I like getting all baked and watching Telemundo. I don't speak a word of Spanish, but when I'm stoned, it's very, very entertaining.
Oh, watch it long enough, you'll start to figure it out.
well, I mean, I like watching Telemundo for that reason too, because you learn, like you can learn another language by watching it. Also, it's interesting to see, like, I think their television programming in relation to ours. I think like Telemundo ended up having like the highest numbers in Southern California, or as far as a network. It's a huge, a demographic. Reaches like, I mean, because I'm half Latino, and like when we did the party Ludo for the Telemundo people at Mama Juana's, my dad was like so like, I mean, he was so like, he was a big deal. Like my dad was like, oh really? That, tell him, like, it's like, and so it's a really. Yeah, I mean, he was like, my dad came to our show. I mean, he goes, this is going places, because he liked the fact of that it had like, there's like definitely like a little bit of a Latin flavor to the show as well. I wish right now that I could speak Spanish, because I'd love to be able to cross market. It's like you just obviously reach like a larger audience, especially if you're talking about like mota, right? I mean, the more like different ways you can, like, do stuff, I think is like really cool. You also did a play, like you wrote and starting your own play. It wasn't like Under the Mango Tree.
Yes. Oh, my beautiful play. I did it to honor my aunt, because she was the one that they used to make me dance for her, after church every night. And then she went to visit her friend, and they would sit in these rocking chairs, and then she would make me dance for them. And so she like woke up my passion on me. So I did that show just to, honor her. And then it was like a biographical thing, and I put my blanketing gods running there, and stuff like that. Which, by the way, baby, let me tell you, I'm sorry, but I have to tell you this. He never wanted to smoke pot, and then he had to have like this surgery, and took he's like, I heard that pot takes away pain, so he started smoking pot for the pain, and now it's like he just loves it.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, and let me tell you, he's learning more Spanish when he's stoned. I have to tell you guys, if you ever need to learn the Spanish, I think any language you need to learn.
Well, sure. So when you get the munchies, you want to know how to order, I don't.
Well, don't you think though, like maybe your brain? I mean, maybe it gets more lubricated to learn stuff easier. It's like, yeah, I understand that now.
I learned Spanish through TV. Well, I lived in Mexico for a year and a half, and while I was there, I actually learned to speak perfect Spanish, but I learned it from watching Fox, watching a show called 24. It was weird because it was voiced over in Spanish, but the subtitles were in English. So I actually read the English word for them saying the Spanish word, like voiceover. I mean, it was hard to try to call and order a Domino's pizza if you didn't know how to speak the language. So, a couple weeks of watching Jack Bauer, I was right there. Gotta get it here in the next 20 minutes or we're all dead.
But wasn't there was this statistic that like 6 in 10 people, I think, in the United States are now Latino, and it's like it's a huge. I actually got marketed, like I had a market research have to call me twice. Because I was telling them that I was like like half or part of or whatever, and they were trying to pick my brain as to like what I was shopping and how to market to me. And I fucked with them on purpose. Because I get off on stuff like that. I'm gonna admit it. I hate those categories. It's like I love the census people. The national, isn't it like the Nats? I don't even fill. Oh, I don't even fill mine out on purpose just so that they all have to show up at my door.
Exactly.
And, I love it when they go into the breakdown. They're like, well, I'm thinking, like, why are you here? I think it's a weird thing. I'm sorry. But I'm like, why are you here? Like, you want to see, like, where I live at or, like, what my... So you can, like, do what? So you can, like, sell me some more shit? I mean, like... I'm sorry, but I'm really beginning to wonder, like, what is going on here, And so, when they go, well, what nationality are you? And I go, well, I'm Hispanic. And this time, this is what they told me. They go, you know what? Latino is not it's a non-race now. I go, really? It's the entire everything Latino is a non-race now? I go, when did that happen? When did I become a non-race? And I go, actually, maybe that's kind of cool. I go, oh, okay, definitely. I am the non-race. Go ahead and check that box. And the guy goes, and he goes, okay, so what are you? Are you Puerto Rican? Are you, like, Mexican American? Are you Spanish? Are you, he goes to this whole, like, Filipino, and then he finally goes, or are you, Chicano? And I go, I'm Chicano. I go, put that one down.
I have that same issue every time I check the box. I'm Asian. I turn Asian every time I take one of those tests. It actually says Asian/Pacific Islander, and it's like, this is kind of condescending. I know they bombed Pearl Harbor, but they didn't get the state. But it is. It's Asian/Pacific Islander. I'm a Hawaiian. I'm not, I'm like, what? I mean, pretty much makes me the Latino or Mexican of the Asian world. That's pretty much,
Yeah. What?
So I was sitting in the air for the elevator, and then this one of my neighbors in the elevator. So I don't know. It's like he never says a word. So I tried to make some conversation. So I go, are you Japanese? And he goes, I'm Korean. And I was like, don't bark at me, man.
depends on what census test he's taking.
People ask if I'm Finnish, and they go, I'm Swedish. God, you idiot. Like,
And people come to me and they go, are you Mexican? I don't know. I'm not Mexican. No. I just don't know. I'm Dominican, I was like, Jesus, I thought he was going to bite me or something.
But we're all American. I mean,
I put down other and American. That's what I put down. They want any more than that, they can go fuck themselves.
I mean, like, there's a difference between, like, your nationality and then, like, your race and, and all that. It all gets, like, so confusing, but my feeling is, like, well, what difference does it make? I mean, I always wondered, like, why, I always felt that it was this, I don't know, I've just been wondering about it. Like, what is it all about?
It's information. Okay, so check this out. If information is knowledge, and knowledge is power, what do you think the new currency is? It's information. And hence why, it's in which they've hit really nicely and called metadata, which they have different names for it now. They have like megadata, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger because the more they store of it, the bigger it gets.
It's data in atom-sized form now. I mean, it's amazing.
Right, and so that's what the new currency is, because the more information you have, the more knowledge you have, and the more knowledge you have, power you have. So therefore, it's basically the new form of currency.
Got it. I got you. You're right. But you know what? Yeah, let me tell you. When I was a dancer, I was just a person. But I came, into an actress, and now I am Latina.
Well,
It's like.
yeah, I mean, Ludo, you're all around, entertainer. I mean, like, you can dance, you can act, you can do stand up. It's like, I mean, I think I kudos to you. I mean, and then I mean, it's like yeah. So, I think that is, you come from a certain perspective. You've, written autobiographical things, and I'm interested in what you're doing now. I think aren't you in rehearsals for a show?
Oh, yes, baby. Right now we're rehearsing for a show for the slaves, and it's about human trafficking. So this place is going to be absolutely fantastic to bring awareness to a humongous freaking problem in the United States right now. Because we talk about the shit and we think it's just out there in Europe and, in Latino countries. But it's not. It's happening in the States. There's human trafficking.
I live in Portland. It's the human trafficking capital. I mean, we invented the term Shanghai.
Oh yeah, isn't that like the underground, like the underground city? Like, wasn't it like that people would, the tunnels, they would like take people and they would go, hey, we're gonna be partying down here and stuff like that, and then the bottom would just drop out.
They had trapdoors in the bars, so when they get them to sit in certain seats. Yep, they get them to sit in certain seats in the bar, and then when they sat there, they had a couple of drinks. They pulled the cord from down beneath them in the tunnel. The floor would drop out. They'd fall down under the moat. Then they would get locked up and walked out to the tunnel, blindfolded, walked all the way down it. They would get loaded up on boats, and then they would get unblindfolded and stuff after that boat was already out in the ocean. And that's how they got Shanghaied.
Yeah, how come Astoria still have the trapdoors and whatnot in them?
Yeah, so does downtown Portland, like the Intermountains and a few other ones.
Yeah.
Ludo, what is the plot of yours of the play? Is it something? Is it present day or is it like in the past?
No, it's actually present. It's actually present. And it's the young-looking guy that goes into a little town and gets this really young girl, promising her ¿cómo se dice? Matrimonio, marriage and better life and cars, and the little girl falls for it. And she gets upset at the mom, so she goes with the guy, and then the guy takes her to the prostitution house, which I am playing the bad girl, baby. I run the house. Yeah. And, I mean, it's a great little play. And then they abused her to the point of killing her. So, yeah. It's just sounds like a great play.
But it's interesting. I think I've seen it in other films kind of played out. There's a movie called A Sucker Punch. That I haven't seen the whole film, but it kind of like is about that girls being, abducted into, this sort of, lifestyle that puts them into like this sort of sexual, dancer or whatever, kind of thing. And it's really weird to think that like those things actually are really existing right now and maybe like a lot closer than we think it is. And we've got to take a commercial break, so we'll be right back.
Frank, another
Sucker punch.
Isn't it called Sucker Punch?
Oh yeah, that's a horrible. Do yourself a favor, don't watch the rest of it.
Okay, let me tell you, I saw it when I was I was almost having to give blood at the blood bank one time because I was like so freaking broke, like down the street. But I didn't have the proper ID, and that place always like freaks me out. Like I'm like, why are those commercials on TV? Like, you know, do yourself a favor, give some plasma. And they were showing like in the waiting room. That's the movie that they were showing.
Oh, I would rather give blood than watch Sucker Punch. And watching Sucker Punch, I feel like I just gave blood.
Yeah, pretty much. It was like 2.5 hours you can't get back.
Yeah, they should have just left the punch off the end and just called it Sucker.
Wow. I wish we were talking about this on the air, because like that's like, I mean, you know, it's funny. Well, actually, I am streaming this too as well, so this is going to be captured. But
Play the Robin.
oh yeah, sure.
I fucking love her. She's like a female Puerto Rican Austin Powers, man. I love it.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. I'm glad. I mean, I think you're.
That must be a dog whistle because I don't hear it.
There's nothing to say once you've said, yes, I inhaled. Then what? Nothing. The thing people can't stand is the lie.
Education. See what all the buzz is all about.
And it's weird, in California this summer, all the state parks caught on fire, which was sad, because these parks are full of weed. It's bad news. It's like, even the guys fighting the fires are like, oh my God, make another rainbow, Tommy. Oh my God. Weird. Even Smokey the Bear is going, only you can. Shit, I knew this. And California weed is kick-ass fucking weed. This is weed that even Jamaicans go, oh, don't smoke that weed, man. It's California catatonic. It's the type of weed you hit it, it's like, fuck. Shit. I'm not doing something. All right, breathe. And you get so stoned, you end up sitting on your couch for a week to the point where your cat's going, get up, you asshole! I've been eating my own shit for the last 2 days. I know mellow, but this is fucking ridiculous. And if they legalize it, they're going to have to regulate it, and they're going to have to put a warning on a box of joints. It's going to have to say, Surgeon General has determined this will make your music awesome. Even Yanni. Saw you enjoyed cartoons before. And if they're going to have ads, and it'll be like, instead of the Marlboro Man, it'll be the Mendocino Man. It'll be a cowboy in the back of a horse going, shit, am I thirsty, goddamn. Even the horse will be going, I don't know where the fuck I am. Goddamn, I got a little cotton mouth here, goddamn.
And we're back with our guest Ludo Vika on Hollywood Hemptress Hour. I'm Terry Joyce, your host, and with me co-hosting is Kevin Korn and North Black Forsgren from Trips and Hardcore Corn Entertainment. Thank you for staying tuned. Ludo, we were in the midst of some conversation about you doing a play about human trafficking. And you know how the character, about how the character gets caught and how it happens. I did some signature gathering about about a year and a half ago before I moved up here, and one of the signatures was to stop human trafficking, and it was kind of like the first time that I actually really heard it, where I went, wow, this is really happening. And yeah.
It's unbelievable that something like that would happen, right now. But yeah. It is. It's unbelievable. You know.
So,
And it's not only here, baby. It's not only here. It's around
All
around
over
the world. Yeah, it's around the world. It's fucked up.
well, it's like hopefully I always hope like like I always like to smoke a big joint sometimes or like smoke a little pot and meditate and go, you know what, I know like there's a possibility of not having the world be like this too as well. And the one thing that I really celebrate, in terms of like the arts is that it's a place where plays are done about the subject matter, or movies are made, or documentaries are shot, or because even like right now, I mean, the very fact that you're doing this show and then it's being produced is still creating even more. It's still in some ways creating an awareness about the topic, and yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely the best way to bring awareness to it. When you show it to people in the way that this writer, director Rubén Vika is doing it too, on this piece, I already got how you say like contact for some organizations of women that have been trafficked themselves. They have been abused on that kind of situation. And she actually created a website to help people. And I want to somehow get it together with them and just continue this and maybe go to the schools and stuff, because this is a great, very simple, direct, and presented in a beautiful way to open the eyes and say, don't fall for this.
Well, I wonder if there's some targeted kind of conversations or ways that women get manipulated into something like this, and maybe even men. I mean, doesn't the trafficking go both ways? Do you think?
Yeah, but not nearly as much.
No, little
Yeah.
points, maybe.
A lot of it just isn't like with smooth talking. A lot of it is drug addiction. Getting these young girls strung out real quick,
Uh-huh.
and then telling them and then taking them somewhere well away from their home, and then telling them that they have to, if they want to keep getting these drugs, they have to keep working, and it's weird. I mean, I've seen reports on this, like they do it all the time, especially here in Portland. It's huge because of the sex trafficking and the human trafficking. It's huge here in Portland.
Is it really?
All the strip clubs.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they send them off to harems.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Huh. I mean, because this is really like, I mean, again, like people go, oh, Portland, it's the strip capital of the world, and they also do like different burlesque shows too, but that's like that's different.
Right, but if you go into some of these jankier strip clubs, especially around downtown Portland, you'll see young ethnic girls, Russian, Chinese, Vietnamese, Latina. I mean, you can tell that they're not American.
I went through this whole like true Hollywood story phase of 1 year, and when they were doing like all the all the back-to-back episodes and whatnot. And one of the best ones that I'd seen was an true Hollywood story on the Sultan of Brunei, and the Sultan of Brunei has a harem of over 3,000 women, most of which are picked up from America, under just the way that Kevin's talking about, picking them up from strip clubs and talking them into, and some of them have gone to have great careers. I believe Jessie from Saved by the Bell, that chick that was in Showgirls.
Uh-huh.
She was a harem girl for the Sultan of Brunei for a little while.
Really?
Wow, that's interesting. That would be going on. Just think that it comes down to like how well, I mean, celebrities or people that have been on television, or in that particular world too are being funneled into this area. I mean, like, and this is brings up the topic, like, how many of our entertainers are actually maybe caught up in that? Are they? Do you think that this is like like Ludo? Did you ever feel that there was like a seedier side to Hollywood at all?
Did I ever what, baby?
Did you ever feel that there was like a seedier side to Hollywood that maybe it was actually like, that we realized?
I don't know. I was almost like in my own world.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, now if you're asking about Vegas,
Oh, okay.
that was like, yeah.
See,
Hollywood is like, you didn't pay attention.
right. But Vegas, you felt that maybe like some of that might have been going on?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh, interesting. I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, I sometimes like I've read stuff, I mean, like, like I'm kind of wondering, to what level is a lot of this, like how far does it go out? But actually, I guess like I don't want to be like too like like hey like go too serious about like human trafficking, because it is like like you think about it and you don't realize how far the rabbit hole goes, on the subject matter. So it's really good that I like the fact that you're doing the play. I wish I was in LA to see it. When is it actually playing?
We open this Friday
Uh-huh.
at the Frida Kahlo Theater, which is down, close to downtown, 4th Street and Alvarado. And the show is at 8 p.m. It's Friday 8 p.m., Saturday 8 p.m., and Sunday 6 p.m. And we're going to do this 4 week in Spanish, and then the last 2 weeks, which is the first week of the month of December, we do in English. So anybody around here, come see us. There's a great piece. Rubena Marisca wrote it. And baby, I'm playing the bad girl.
Oh yeah, but you always play the bad girl. Yeah.
And it's so funny because you know me, I'll be like so against that stuff, but then at the same time, it's like this is a way to bring the awareness to it. It's going through this part, doing the things, And I gotta tell you something. I don't know what I even call this, but when I was dancing, I actually went to Europe, baby, and I got put up in a situation there.
Uh-huh.
They took us there with one-way tickets, and when I got there, I got to the place to do my show, and the guy stopped me, and I said, he goes, "Why are you so late?" And I said, "I'm not late. The show doesn't start for another hour." And he goes, "You're supposed to be here 2 hours before the show." And I go, "Why?" And he goes, "Because you're supposed to drink with the complaints." And I was like, "What?" Nobody said that to me, And I fought it, and I fought, and I, fight it until I got like fire. But that's the way it was in Europe at that time. And like 76. And it was horrible. It was a horrible situation. I was stuck in Europe without a ticket going back home.
Wow.
But I didn't want to call my parents. I didn't want to call my parents to ask for the money
Uh-huh.
either. So I just, I kind of like fight through it until I got another job and I got the money, and then I came back on my own. But I was taken there on a way that I thought, I had made it. I'm in Europe now, dancing. This is the real jobs.
Uh-huh.
And it was not.
God, I mean, it's like, and this is like part of like your story as becoming an entertainer, because like, I mean, like I feel that this stuff kind of, I mean, this happens to us, But it's so great to hear that, you know, you got through it and that you continue to go on and do what you're doing today, making people laugh and, you know, being on the show and smoking some weed with us. You know, that's really, really, really cool. One thing that I wanted to bring up tonight, you know, I'm we do a segment called Freedom of Choice here on the show, and you know, usually it's something that I think is like maybe like socially relative, but connected to, you know, the topic of cannabis and everything. And one of the things that I've been thinking about a lot. I went Ludo. I went to Safeway, and you know, I needed to do some shopping, and right there, I even took a picture of a sign that said, "Get your flu shot and get 10% discount on your groceries." And I went, what? You know, like, I mean, I know. Do you remember the time at the airport when like the Hare Krishnas actually asked you for money, but now you just see signs to get a flu shot? Like, I almost wish. I mean, I want to go back to where I don't have like get your flu shot like shoved in my face every flu season. And you know, and I kind of feel like I'm like, okay, is it me, or would you go take them now that it's marketed to you so much? Do you feel like safe taking a flu shot?
No fucking way.
Huh?
10% off. They go get them to stick me with whatever's in there. No way.
No?
No.
Yeah.
My old man went and got a flu shot like 2 days ago, and I don't know. I tell him all the time that he drinks too much water. He has to stay off the fluoride. But the way he looks at it is he looks at it like this. He's kind of on my side in that he knows that there's shit going on, that they're putting fluoride in the water for more than just your teeth. You know, it's shit like that. And he just figures he's so old now that it doesn't matter, you know, and it seems to me like that was the outlook of like all of that generation, is kind of just put this stuff on the backs of the children, you know. And I don't know. I think that's what the majority of people have to get over, is that, hey, we have to start taking responsibility for what's happening to our kids and to ourselves by allowing this kind of shit to be given to us.
Well, I mean, I think it represents like a part of medicine. I mean, the reason why I bring it up, and I think it's relevant to the, you know, the hemp network, is that we're talking about a pharmaceutical company that I think is in direct opposition to some of like the legality of like of marijuana and its medicinal uses. You know, and so like my feeling is that I've noticed over time that, like, I don't know, like Ludo, I think we're kind of like you, and like I remember like when television, I mean, you know, didn't have like a bunch of pharmaceutical company commercials, like where there wasn't like, hey, ask your doctor for blah 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 blah, or you have this or that. And so the reason why I'm, you know, once I notice that there's a direct marketing and a big business in these, you know, these drugs, then it makes me wonder, like, how come I'm being so marketed so hard for a flu shot? You know, it's almost like I get mad at it. Like, I'm like, please stop it, stop it. I don't know, does anybody feel like that? Or I'm just, like, overreacting?
No, it's fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no. Oh, you got it, baby.
Yeah, okay. I mean, because my feeling is, like, I've never taken a flu shot. I don't know, like, it seems like everybody that I know that takes when they get sick. And I'm like, damn, I mean, what's the point of that?
Because you're not as sick as you could have been, which is bullshit. What does that mean? That means you feel like shit, but you can still go to work? Fuck that.
Well, and my whole point is they also make laws, right? That say that if you have children, right, and you're a working parent, you have to put your kids into the public school. But then they say your kids can't go to this public school unless you get their vaccinations. And that's just a catch-22.
Well, that's easy though. You just claim religious reasoning, and when they ask you what religion you are, you tell them to go fuck themselves. Yeah, that looks best for me anyway.
Okay, but I even like. Has anybody even noticed? Like, I'm driving on the freeway and there's like the billboards. Get your whooping cough shot so you can like take care of your grandson or your grandchild and do it for your kids. It's like, okay, they're asking the adults to like revaccinate themselves for whooping cough for their babies. We never had that when I was a baby. Nobody asked my grandma to take a shot for whooping cough for maybe like I might get whooping cough. I mean, you know.
What about all these fucking commercials for shingles? Do you know what these shingles are being caused from?
Right.
They're being caused from chickenpox vaccinations.
Oh my God. Okay, well, we got to come back on a commercial break. We'll be right back with more Hollywood Hemptress Hour with Ludo, Vika, North Flat, Forspin, and Kevin Korn. We're going to be right back. Thank you. Okay. So, are we...
Mondale Williams, I think they was about to tell you to turn your cash into gold. Or your gold into cash. Could go either way. You don't know. He's black.
So, the Beatles, a piece that, Casper brought in, are we gonna do it, like, now, or do you want me to, like, just introduce it in this next part?
I can do it now.
How long is it?
3 minutes.
It's 3 minutes? Okay, so why don't we, like, I'm gonna, like, introduce it, like, as a Hollywood Hemptress buzz moment, just to, like, have, like, something light and fun for us to listen to. So, like, if you guys want to, we could just kind of, like...
I did that in the first hour already.
You played it?
Yeah.
Oh, you played it already?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just, like, showing it for us to listen to it.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, you played it, but we weren't on yet when you were playing it.
Yeah, I don't think we were on.
We weren't on yet.
Because I think Casper came in to, like, show it to us.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't take a 3-minute break on anything like that. I'm pretty sure of it.
Well, I'll play it right now. You guys look at those.
Okay, like, can I introduce it?
Sure.
Okay, all right. Okay, cool. Since it's like 3 minutes, it's like a little segment almost, you know.
Just long enough to take a piss.
Or you can jog on top of it and do it.
It's time for him. Hello. Thank you for listening. My name's Adam Kay.
And my name's Susan Biswas.
This album is sponsored by GlaxoSmithKline, who have asked us to say a few words about their new drug, Paracetamol-oxyfruzy-bendroneomycin. Paracetamol-oxyfruzy-bendroneomycin. It's our brand new wonder drug we think you'll find enticing. Paracetamol-oxyfruzy-bendroneomycin. I'm the little on the lie, I'm the little on the lie, I'm the little on the lie. The BNF has 20,000 different drugs to take, so we thought what could we produce to give you all a break? A drug that can treat anything from leprosy to SARS, and you can give it in the mouth, IV or up the arse. It's Paracetamol-oxyfruzy-bendroneomycin. Paracetamol-oxyfruzy-bendroneomycin. It can cure the common cold and being struck by lightning. Paracetamol-oxyfruzy-bendroneomycin. I'm the little on the lie, I'm the little on the lie, I'm the little on the lie. We tested it on animals and none of them survived. But that's okay, because when we wrote the paper up, we lied. It's first choice for MIMS and even for ME, and COPD, HIV, PE, and DVT. Paracetamol-oxyfruzy-bendroneomycin. Paracetamol-oxyfruzy-bendroneomycin. It reverses impotence and makes you good at fighting. Paracetamol-oxyfruzy-bendroneomycin. I'm the little on the lie, I'm the little on the lie, I'm the little on the lie. There are some minor side effects and some are not that rare.
like nausea, vomiting, losing all your hair, and heart attacks becoming gay and growing extra breasts. But it's fucking cheap, and hey, this is the NHS. Paracetamol, bendroneomycin. Paracetamol, bendroneomycin. There are cures for everything from AIDS to pubic lice in paracetamol, bendroneomycin. Paracetamol, bendroneomycin. We make it from the cerebellar cortex of the bison. After that, it undergoes some polygenic splicing. Paracetamol, bendroneomycin. Paracetamol, bendroneomycin. It makes you smart as Einstein and as muscular as Tyson. It brings an end to all that pharmacology revising. Paracetamol, bendroneomycin. Paracetamol, bendroneomycin. We sell lots in Japan because it's the antidote to ricin. The Minister of Health we hear will shortly be advising. Take paracetamol, bendroneomycin.
Education and information. See what all the buzz is all about. It's time for hemp. It's time for hemp.
And we're back to Hollywood Hemptress Hour on Time for Hemp. I've got in studio Ludo Vika, very funny comedian, friend of mine, and Kevin Korn from Hardcore Entertainment and North Platte Forsgren here. And we were talking about vaccinations, but I'm thinking like maybe we should just like maybe move on and talk about more about you getting naked on stage, Ludo. You know, I mean, I love the fact that you're just so cool with like, you know, like total nudity. You know, there was like there was a memorial for a famous comedian that passed away. That you did something I think really quite shocking in her memory.
Oh my God, one of my favorite moments in my life, you know. I mean, just because I honor her that way. Our friend, Marina Martinez, very funny woman. Oh my God, so funny. Last time I saw her show, I gave her a standing ovation. And anyway, she passed, baby. She passed. I miss her so much. And she was Betty. She was so Betty. In her comedy, it was so funny. And one of her theme was make a memory. You have to make a memory. You have to make a memory. And she would do a very Betty joke. And then, you know, she said that's a memory. So on her, what is it called? What I did? Her
like
eulogy.
Eulogy.
Yeah, in her eulogy, I did this beautiful red poem, and then I was wearing a long black coat. And after I read this beautiful poem about her, I opened my coat, and I said, Marilyn Martinez at the comedy store. Marilyn Martinez always said, you have to make a memory, and tonight I would like to make a memory on her memory. And I opened my coat, and I was completely naked. With red bumps on it, because it was her favorite color. And then I was so nervous because there was a photographer right there, and I thought, oh, he's going to take a picture. He's going to take a picture. Oh, my God. And I started shaking. And then when I opened the coat and I was naked, the guy freaked out. He put the camera down. He looked at me to be able to believe that I was really naked. And then when he grabbed the camera to take a picture, I turned around on this showgirl turn. And he never was able to take a picture.
Oh, my God.
I love it.
One of my favorite bits that you do is the lazy stripper. I think that's like one of my favorite pieces to watch you do.
Oh, my lazy stripper. Oh my God, I got inspired in Thailand. In Thailand, you guys, Thailand had, oh my God, like miles and miles of strip clubs. And my husband and I were there performing. And then our friends took us to see the strip clubs. And I saw this girl. And I swear to you, when I look at her, I said, you know, strippers should have an age when they should retire. Because you can tell that she was tired, baby. she was doing this shit, and she was just thinking, I wish I would have listened to my mom. I wish I would have finished high school, you know? She was, that's why I call her the lazy stripper, you know? Yeah, one of my favorite characters, you know?
I love how the backstories of how we come up with material, or like, I don't know about you, but a lot of the things that I talk about on stage, they happen to me. They're true. They have like a basis of, either somebody said it to me or something. And I mean, do you feel that way, Ludo?
Oh yeah. It had to be for your life, you know. It had to be something that happened to you that just either the same thing and you exaggerate it, or something out of your life that just triggers, that. It's like my husband was doing a show, San Francisco somewhere, I don't know where he was, and he had this radio interview very early in the morning. But the thing is that before he went to do this gig, I had a flat tire. So he fixed it before he left. And then once he got there, he was very worried about the tire, blah, blah, but we didn't talk about it. So, I went to sleep, and then in the morning he had this radio show, and he was talking about me, and they say, call your wife. So he calls me up, and I answered the phone, and of course I was asleep. And me and my fucked up English. So he goes, hey baby, how is the tire? And I said, yeah baby, I'm really tired. And then he goes, no, it's the tire leaking. I'm like, yeah, I'm very tired and sleepy. So then he know I was on the radio.
Wow.
So everybody was like dying laughing, right? So then the next thing you know, everybody's like asking about his wife. So he's doing this show, and they're like, call your wife. So he had to call me from his show and put me on the speakerphone so I can talk, so they can hear this. That was a real, real life, because that's where we get, the jokes and
That's
stuff
where
from.
we get it all from. And you know what? I want to go to the Hollywood Hemptress Hour Buzz moment. We have a special clip with the Beatles talking about marijuana, and this is real life. So we're gonna go back in time and join the Beatles right now.
In the Beatles anthology, Paul McCartney, then George Harrison, then Ringo Starr, then their agent Mel Evans spoke about the Beatles' use of marijuana.
The climate was influenced by the psychedelic era, as you want to call it. I think the only difficulty about talking honestly about that period is that now the drug scene is a much heavier thing. And if you're now in any way seen to incite or advocate drug taking, you're now talking about crack, you're now talking about glue sniffing, you're now talking about life-threatening things. So I don't actually like doing it because of that. It can easily be misconceived. If you could go back to the period and everyone could understand how the period was, kind of how innocent it was, then it is easier to talk about it.
It mightn't have affected creativity for other people. I know it did for us, and it did for me. I mean, the first thing, that people who smoked marijuana and were into music is that somehow it focuses your attention better on the music, and so you can hear it clearer. Well, that's how it appeared to be. You can see things, you could see things much different. I mean, LSD was something else, it wasn't just, marijuana was just like having a couple of beers, really, but LSD was more like going to the moon.
We found out very early on that, if you played stone or derelict in any way, it was really shitty music, So we would have the experiences and then bring that into the music later. Famous old story of one of the cleaners at the Hammersmith Odeon saying, he said, that Ray Charles must be a mean git, He said, I just saw two of his musicians in the toilets sharing a cigarette. He can't pay them anything. So I knew that the boys smoked pot, and they equally knew that I disapproved. And they never did in front of me. They would always have Mel roll them a joint, and they'd nip out into the canteen canteen and lock it, or I was going to the loo and have a smoke and come back again, beaming all over the faces.
We mainly wrote in the afternoons. I'd either go to John's house or he'd come to mine. So I'd sort of drive out to Weybridge. Now, you don't want to be stoned doing that, you know. So we'd go out, we'd have an afternoon of it, and it would be later listening in the evening, you know. The little wine might come out and this and that might come out. But I say, you know, it's very difficult for me because I realise now, being a father of 4 kids, that if I make this sound as exciting as it was, the natural corollary is for someone to sort of say, well, why don't we write like that? And I don't want to be seen to do that, because now, as I say, it's a much more dangerous ballgame.
Wow, I love that. That was the Beatles talking about marijuana and psychedelics, and you know, I think they are very much a part of like our culture and our acceptance, and in maybe marijuana and cannabis. So thank you for sharing that, Casper, for the show. I really appreciate it. We're actually going to wrap it up here. We've only got a couple more minutes of showtime. I thank everybody for tuning in, and also for my guest, Ludo Vika, for being here. Any final thoughts? I mean, like, you know, you're an artist. You know, obviously you like to smoke weed. What do you think? What do you I'm assuming you're a supporter of legalization, aren't you?
Totally, baby.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I just want to.
I don't know what they have been waiting for. It's like a no-brainer, you know. It's ridiculous. They need to just do it.
Yeah.
You know.
So, you know, I think that we're getting closer. I thank you for coming out and, you know, being part of it and allowing yourself to say, hey, yeah, I smoke it. You know, a lot of entertainers don't feel comfortable in doing that because, you know, there's still a stigma of like not being able to play certain roles or like work for Disney or whatever. And, you know, it takes a certain amount of courage to be out and honest and candid. And that's what I love about comedians so much. You know what I mean? So,
well, they want to keep me out of Disney because of smoking weed. They keep me out of business because I screw Mickey Mouse.
So, you know, before we go, like, just give us a website or a place that you want to plug, and then I'm gonna go ahead and like do the little outro here. But where can our listeners find you, Ludo?
Facebook. Go ahead and friend me on Facebook. LUDOVIKA, baby, with K. VIKA. Ludovica with a K. What else? Yeah, there.
Okay, well, you know.
Vika.com, you know.
Well.
And it was a pleasure being there, baby. You are so freaking good. You are the best doing this. I love you doing this.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm still finding my way, but you know what? We're gonna get it down. You know. But thanks. I enjoy it.
A fabulous, show.
Thank you. We'd love to have you come back and be part of the show another time.
It's fucking great. I love you. You're awesome. We need to have you on more often.
All right. So, we all love each other, but we got to sign off. This is Terry Joyce, Hollywood Hemptress Hour. Time for him on iHeartRadio. Thank you for listening. We'll be back tomorrow night. Oh, thank you. Thanks.
That was a great show.
Yeah? Okay. Good. I sometimes I can't. I'm going like, oh, I hope it was good. You know. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Hey, Casper, I have a question. I've been looking for where I can get the archives at, and I feel retarded that I can't find it. What?
Oh. She's asking for the archives. Okay, well, right now what we have is what's on Spreaker. I can give you a link to that, and we're working on getting the archives built on the site.
Okay, all right. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Then it's not just me. I can wait till they get up on the site. Because like I like to blog and stuff, and then like bring links and also put it through my social media, like past shows and stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm asking, and people have been asking about it. Like people that were on the show, like, oh, where's my? They want to be able to link it up too as well.
Now you can link to the episodes in Spreaker. Like to every episode, it has its own URL in Spreaker, so you can link to that.
How's that spelled? Spreaker?
Yeah.
Speaker.
Oh, speaker. Okay.
It's Spreaker. Spreaker.
Okay.
And I'll give you a link to our episodes page.
Oh, cool. I've never heard of that before. That's a new. I mean, I probably sound dorky, but that's the first time I've heard of that site.
I forgot I hit the explicit label. Not sure.
We're on the explicit label.
Yeah, that's awesome. Fucking awesome.
Yeah, you know what? I can ask Ludo and see if she wants to come back and do something with us.
Oh, she's awesome. Yeah, she's fucking cool.
All right, cool.
Funny lady. So, what are we? Are you on, Kevin, for trips?
Yeah, I just do it by phone.
Okay, you know what? I need to like sign out of here, and I need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, so do I.
For a moment, you know, I don't like where the room that I tape at is. My room is like way around outside, and I'm always have fear that I'm not gonna be able to go get pee and come back by the time the commercial's over.
So the URL, you can click on each individual show in there, and you will get that URL to that show. To your store right now, I'll add a picture to it, and it'll be uploaded in a couple of minutes.
Okay, wow, thank you so much, Sasha, for doing that. Yeah, definitely like to, you know, play around with it and maybe edit it and add visuals to it on Movie Maker too. I like to do stuff like that, or like do little snippets of something and do like a real quick little YouTube video, just to kind of like, you know, entice an audience that might not like hear it, you know, as well. But I appreciate it. So you guys, do you want to, like, if we sign off now, when do you want to come back? At like 2:15 or something?
Sounds good.
Sure, 2 minutes. Sounds good.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna say goodnight to Casper and Sasha. Thank you for you know, being on the show and helping out. And I really appreciate like what you add, Casper. So you know, thanks for doing it. I'm enjoying it. You know. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Bye.